Tonight's top stories. President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. successfully reports his administration's achievements and plans during his fifth State of the Nation address, or Sona, earlier today. The leaders of both houses of Congress lead the opening of the second regular session. Concerned agencies ensure the safety and security of all those who attended the State of the Nation address, or Sona. Unfortunately, motorists need to tighten their belts anew as another round of increase in fuel prices is expected to be implemented tomorrow. All these and more on PTV News Tonight.
Good evening. Welcome to PTV News Tonight. Speaker of the House Faustino D. III said he is taking his cue on the House's legislative agenda from the President's wishes and pronouncements. Chief among them to cut taxes and slash or shave off excessive charges in the current power rates billed on consumers. Our Maribel Custodio tells us more.
House Speaker Faustino D. III assured the public that the House of Representatives will remain focused on passing measures that will improve the lives of Filipinos as the second regular session of the 20th Congress commenced. The Speaker said that before the end of the first regular session, the House passed the Kalinga Act, while a total of 163 bills, including 26 LEDAC priority measures, were approved through the collective efforts of lawmakers. For the second regular session, the House will prioritize the passage of the Rice Industry and Consumer Empowerment Act to help lower rice prices and support Filipino farmers. Amendments to the Universal Healthcare Act, the Cadena Act to promote greater transparency and accountability in the use of public funds, and Cybersecurity Act.
Like the rest of the world, we continue to face challenges in our daily lives. President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. has mobilized the entire government to provide our people with the support they need to overcome these issues. Under his leadership, efforts are underway to address inflation, crime, and corruption.
The House Speaker also called for a stronger protection against online harms and fake news, while urging the public to uphold the truth and practice responsible use of social media. Speaker D, together with House Majority Leader Sentro Marcos, is also pushing for House Bill number 9965, or the Children's Social Media Safety Act, which seeks to ban children below 13 years old from using social media and have the measure including among the administration's priority bills.
To complement these measures and to further protect our youth, I, together with Majority Leader Sentro Marcos and the rest of the members, filed House Bill number 9965, or the Children's Social Media Safety Act, na nagbabawal sa mga menor de edad under 13 years old sa paggamit ng social media. Hiling po natin na maisama din ang panukala ito sa LEDAC priority bills para maipasa ito sa lalong madaling panahon.
Well, the House Majority Leader responded to several high-profile issues, including the investigation into the alleged irregularities in infrastructure projects. Marcos said the Ombudsman and other law enforcement agencies should allow to handle the investigation on those alleged involved rather than having Congress conduct its own inquiry.
The institution should not investigate an issue wherein its own members are part of the accused. That's like asking a student to grade your own paper in an exam.
The Majority Leader also said he is open to discussions on the PAC Silica project to help craft laws that would ensure its proper and effective regulations.
I think those concerns are warranted, and I welcome any legislative inquiry to the project, if not only to clarify what out there is fake news and what there is real. If you look at the potential for such a project, it's huge, but it has to be done in the correct manner.
Marcos also assured the public that the impeachment trial will not delay the House work on the proposed 2027 national budget. Malacanang is expected to submit the National Expenditure Program in August, allowing the lower house to lead its budget briefings and hearings with the House Committee on Appropriations. Val Custodio for The Nation.
Not all groups who took to the streets today near the Batasan building and elsewhere were in protest against the government and its policies. At least one street demonstration at the Litex Market in Quezon City showed strong support and appreciation for the Marcos Jr. administration. PTV's James Thompson took his team there and he filed this report.
From morning until the end of the fifth State of the Nation address of President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. today, around 20,000 individuals participated to show support for the Sona of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. They gathered along Commonwealth Avenue in front of the Commission on Audit or COA. Together, they watched the Sona of President Marcos. Some of our fellow countrymen agree with the points discussed by President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. in his Sona today. One aspect that caught the attention of several individuals along Commonwealth Avenue in Quezon City was the President's emphasis that multiple charges will soon be filed against wrongdoers. According to Cito, it is a big deal for him that the President gives attention to people who are doing harm to the country.
Tinatalakay naman niya lahat ng mga problema. Sinasabi niya yung mga naririnig ng mga taong bayan naman. Kaya sumasang-ayon kami ron. Dapat lang mangyari talaga makasuhan yung mga tiwali sa ating batas.
This was also the sentiment of Realiza, who agrees with President Marcos that we should fight for what rightfully belongs to the country.
Kung ano man yung mga maling nagawa nila, dapat lang na may paglaban ng ating presidente yun.
While agreeing with the President, Jana also heard some of the projects completed and programs continuously being implemented by the administration to help our fellow citizens, such as ensuring every Filipino has food on the table and programs that will provide relief despite various problems such as the conflict in the Middle East. The transportation project caught her attention, which for her is a huge help.
Kasi pag aalis kami sir, papunta Bicol, mas pati po ako, malaking tulong sa amin yun sir. Kasi dire-diretso na kami sir, hindi na magbaba-baba.
Just like the situation this Monday along Commonwealth Avenue where several groups gathered to support the President's Sona, even though it rained, as the Philippines has been experiencing storms of late, everyone's hope remains intact that the programs bringing relief to the masses will continue. J.M. Thompson for The Nation.
The country holds the unenviable distinction of having the highest power rate in Southeast Asia, edging out Singapore. One little but big reason for it is a slew of charges put on the public and private enterprise to include the system loss charge billed on customers or subscribers who've done nothing to deserve it. Our Kenneth Paciente on the President's order to deep six this unfair billed amount on consumers and companies from here on.
It is not right to charge consumers for system losses or electricity loss during transmission. That was one of the key points in President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.'s fifth State of the Nation address, which drew thunderous applause. As he outlined the administration's measures to strengthen the country's power supply, the President did not overlook the call of every Filipino for lower electricity rates. He acknowledged the ordinary consumers continue to shoulder additional charges in their electricity bills that he said they should not be paying. Because of this, the President made it clear that the practice must stop.
Hindi naman kasalanan ng consumer kung bakit nagkaroon ng systems loss. Kaya hindi naman tama na kailangan sila pa ang pagbabayarin dito. Therefore, we, the people, we demand for the immediate amendment of the EPIRA. And to prohibit charging systems lost against consumers, including the value-added tax thereon.
Another major announcement from the President was the government's commitment not only to address the needs of lower middle-income earners, but also to extend support to the middle-income class, which has likewise been affected by the country's challenges. The President therefore directed Congress to enact legislation providing tax relief, as well as assistance for small businesses.
Nananawagan ako sa Kongreso upang maipasa ang batas na magbibigay ng bahagyang ginhawa para sa ating bayaring buwis. Una, palawakin natin ang exemption sa income tax. Dagdagan natin ang mga manggagawang malilibre sa buwis sa kanilang kita. Isasama na natin ang mga kumikita ng hindi lalagpas sa 350,000 pesos kada taon. Kasabay nito ang karampatang pagbaba ng income tax ng iba parang manggagawa. Pangalawa, ang mga maliliit na negosyo ay hindi napapatawan ng minimum corporate income tax.
The issue of Philippine territory also became one of the highlights of the president's speech, as he said the government would continue to uphold the arbitral award granted to the Philippines in relation to the West Philippine Sea. The president also appeared to take a swipe at China's apparent mockery in a viral Filipinos to monkeys.
We are not greedy. We are not racists. We are not liars. We are respectful and we are dignified. We are Filipinos and we do not yield.
Aside from these, the president also cited the administration's healthcare initiatives, including the expansion of PhilHealth benefits and the rollout of zero-balance billing, under which millions of patients have already received treatment without paying anything. He also said that improving the quality of education would remain a government priority, along with addressing the needs of teachers and ensuring that students receive mental health support and are protected from all forms of online violence. In connection with these, President Marcos Jr. extended his condolences to the families of the students who were killed in the school shooting in Tacloban. He said stronger cooperation is needed to make schools safer for the country's youth. Kenneth Pasyente for the Nation.
It was the long-awaited and overdue sequel to the Mahiya Naman Kayo chastisement in last year's Sona. And it was the first talking point of his close an hour-and-a-half speech, which drew rapt attention and applause from the audience. Our Clazel Pardilla has more on the president's latest update on the flood control probe, top billed by former House Speaker and cousin Martin Romualdez.
President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. in his fifth State of the Nation address, or Sona, named his cousin and former House Speaker Martin Romualdez as being close to facing multiple cases to be filed by the Ombudsman in connection with allegedly anomalous flood control projects. Romualdez served as House Speaker for about 3 years and was allegedly behind billions of pesos in kickbacks from fictitious and failed flood control projects. The chief executive identified him following the administration's extensive and thorough investigation into the alleged flood control scam, an inquiry he launched during his fourth State of the Nation address last year. Painful as it may be, President Marcos insisted he is not the president of his family. He is the president of the Philippines.
Dumating na tayo sa punto na ayon sa Ombudsman ay malapit na ang paghain ng patong-patong na kaso laban sa dating speaker. Masakit man sa akin ito, ngunit kailangan nating gawin ang tama. Hindi ako pangulo ng aking pamilya. Hindi ako pangulo ng aking kaibigan. Ako ay Pangulo ng Pilipinas at ang tungkulin ko ay sa inyo, ang aking mga kapwa Pilipino.
President Marcos said the Ombudsman closely followed where the evidence led. The administration, he said, did everything possible to trace the full extent of the alleged corruption to fulfill his promise of holding those responsible for corruption accountable. He said several contractors, government officials, and lawmakers have already been jailed. The value of recovered, frozen, restrained, and preserved funds and assets have reached 25 billion pesos. More than 800 million pesos has already been returned to the National Treasury. President Marcos assured the public that government will not stop as it leaves the Ombudsman and the National Prosecution Service the task of pursuing those allegedly behind the flood control scam. In the same address, President Marcos said the government saved 58 billion pesos. Money he said was on the verge of being pocketed by corrupt officials. Instead, the funds were reallocated to local government units to help Filipinos severely affected by the impact of the conflict in the Middle East. From OFWs to drivers and transport operators, as well as consumers, farmers, and fisher folk hit by the sharp price increase of fuel prices, President Marcos also announced a 60 billion peso allocation for the expanded Uplift program, which will run until the end of the year.
Layunin natin matulungan ang 3.2 milyong benepisyaryo ng 4Ps at walang gutom program, ang 1.2 milyong minimum wage na manggagawa na miyembro ng SSS at ang 2.2 milyong kababayan nating mahirap na hindi pa naging benepisyaryo ng programang pang-ayuda ng pamahalaan. Nariyan pa rin ang nakaabang na pagsuporta natin para sa sektor ng transportasyon, agrikultura at mga OFW na apektado ng kaguluhan.
An estimated 7.5 million Filipino families are expected to benefit from the expanded Uplift program. Kulizal Pardilia for the Nation.
All 21 senators not at odds with the law showed up for the opening of the second session of the 20th Congress earlier today. And Senate President Sherwin Gatchalian laid out Chamber's legislative agenda and its 5 key priorities. Our Bernard Ferrer has more on Gatchalian's assurance to pass next year's budget on time and his condemnation of the latest anti-government act of violence.
The first session of the second regular session of the Senate in the 20th Congress of the Philippines is hereby called to order.
Senate President Sherwin Gatchalian led the opening of the second regular session of the 20th Congress. 21 senators attended the opening of the session. In his opening address, Gatchalian outlined the Senate's 5 key priorities. These include the rising cost of basic commodities, low take-home pay for workers, and high electricity rates. The Senate will also focus on addressing gaps in infrastructure and transportation, as well as improving job security.
Naririnig namin ang hinaing ng bawat Pilipino at naunawaan namin ang bigat ng kanilang pang-araw-araw na buhay. Kaya ang bawat panukalang ating isusulong ay dapat magbigay ng konkretong solusyon sa kanilang mga pangangailangan at magbukas ng mas maraming pagkakataon upang makamit nila ang kanilang mga pangarap.
The passage of LETIC priority bills under the administration of President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. is also among the Senate's priorities. This includes proposed amendments to the Rice Tariffication Law, the Downstream Oil Industry Deregulation Act, and the Magna Carta for MSMEs. The Senate will also push for the Ginhawa Bill, which seeks to increase the take-home pay of workers, as well as the ERC Strengthening Bill. Also among its priority measures is the Master Plan for Infrastructure and National Development or MINE Bill. The proposed measure seeks to establish a 30-year plan that will integrate major infrastructure projects, including roads, airports, hospitals, and energy pipelines. It is also expected to help create more jobs, attract investments, and boost economic growth. Gatchalian also assured the public that the Senate will pass the proposed 2027 national budget on time.
The national budget is our most powerful tool for stimulating the economy. It is imperative that the 2027 national budget be passed on time. Its timely passage allows funding to reach critical services and ensures that new projects can begin as scheduled and meet their deadlines.
Meanwhile, Gatchalian condemned the alleged attempt to sow fear near the Senate. According to Gatchalian, no act of intimidation will prevent the Senate from continuing to carry out its duties for the Filipino people. He also said he had directed the Office of the Sergeant-at-Arms to coordinate with the Philippine National Police and Explosive Ordnance Disposal Unit, which responded promptly to the incident. Bernard Ferrer for The Nation.
As the 20th Congress officially opened its second regular session, House Speaker Faustino Bojidi III vowed that the House of Representatives will prioritize measures to improve the lives of Filipinos. The Speaker highlighted some key legislative goals, including the Rice Industry and Consumer Empowerment Act and the proposed Children's Social Media Safety Act. Bel Custodio lays out the full details in this report.
Lawmakers are ready to study and deliberate on proposed measures aimed at reducing tax and lowering electricity rates, following the directive of President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. in his fifth State of the Nation address. According to House Speaker Faustino Bojidi III, the priorities laid out by the President will serve as Congress' guide in deliberating on measures that will ease the burden of Filipinos. This said, the House support the President's call to reduce electricity costs through the Sariling Kuryente Act and amendment of the Electric Power Industry Reform Act or EPIRA law, including a proposal to prohibit the passing of system loss charges and related value-added tax or VAT to consumers. The House is also prepared to prioritize measures that will expand the income tax exemption for individuals earning up to 350,000 pesos annually, reduce income taxes for other workers, provide relief to small businesses by removing the minimum corporate income tax, and implementing tax amnesty for certain unpaid taxes and related penalties. Batangas 2nd District Representative Jervy Luistro also expressed a positive reaction to President Sona.
I was able to appreciate is the tax relief measures. Kasama na doon yung zero income tax. Mga income earner 350,000 and below annual income. He likewise mentioned also the amnesty para sa estate at dun sa mga income tax qualified to avail of the same.
Meanwhile, the Senate is also ready to discuss and revisit the use of nuclear energy as part of country's efforts to strengthening energy security.
Bilang chairman ng Committee on Foreign Relations, ako po ay nakatalakda na magkaroon ng mga hearings tungkol sa mga treaties on nuclear proliferation, nuclear safety and standards na ipapasok po natin.
Vel Custodio for The Nation.
If the first 5 minutes of a movie are the most crucial to keep the audience drawn, then the first 2 minutes of the President's State of the Nation speech today was box office to an eager public and the audience at hand. The status quo of the flood control scam probe and the order to slash the system loss charge on power rates showed a masterful composition of a speech the President put the final touches on, as our Sheila Natividad narrates.
With the conclusion of President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.'s fifth State of the Nation address, a number of projects and accomplishments from the past year of his term were highlighted. But for some Filipinos who watched the Sona, what stood out the most was the continued investigation into alleged anomalies on flood control projects. From his 2025 remark,
Mahiya naman kayo sa inyong kapwa Pilipino.
To this.
Lahat ng kailangan gawin ay ginawa natin upang matuntun ang punot dulo. Mayroon ng mga unang nakasuhan at nakulong.
As for small business owner Paul, who watched the Sona from his own store, he welcomed the continued investigation on flood control projects.
Dati, pag binaba yun, 1 linggo lang, ngayon, 1 taon eh. Mahirap talaga. Yun yan dapat tutukan yung mga nabiktima ng flood control. Kasi talagang pahirap sa tao yun.
The President also announced loan payment relief measures, including extended repayment options for borrowers of banks, the GSIS, the SSS, and Pag-ibig, a proposal that Nene, an SSS pension recipient, said she appreciated. Instead of watching the Sona at home, Nene chose to see the President's address on a large screen along Commonwealth Avenue.
Ang pinakagusto ko doon yung about sa SSS. Dahil sa SSS, magkaroon din kami ng increase. Kagaya ko na survivor sa SSS pension.
Among the president's most applauded announcements were his directives to review the EPIRA law, system loss charges, and the 12% value-added tax on electricity. The filing of cases against the former House Speaker, the audit of flood control projects, his firm stance on the West Philippine Sea, and measures aimed at strengthening agriculture and food security. The Filipinos interviewed also expressed confidence that the president would continue pursuing his commitment to more transparent governance as he moves toward his sixth and final State of the Nation address. Sheila Natividad for The Nation.
A policy of maximum tolerance is best served when there is safety in numbers. Thus, orders from the PNP chief to beef up security for one of the biggest political events and presidential speeches. And as our Ryan Lisigas reports, today's maximum tolerance enforcement for the Sona yielded over 50 arrests of rowdy, troublemaking, and law-breaking protesters.
Just hours before the State of the Nation address of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr., an improvised explosive device or IED exploded in the vicinity of the Department of Justice or DOJ. A few hours later, another IED was left near the Senate. The device was immediately disarmed by the PNP Explosive Ordnance Division. According to PNP Chief Police General Jose Malencio Nartates Jr., authorities are now investigating who is behind the placement of the IEDs.
Ang nilagay nga natin dito is red na dalawa sa Metro Manila. Kaya nga tayo nakakakuha ng mga ganyang ebidensya. Of course, na-deny natin yung isa naging dead. But the EOD is conducting investigation, pati yung ating investigator. Yung IED na to ay walang charge. O ibig sabihin, wala siyang sharp nail. Pang-terror lang, pantakot.
He said there is a strong possibility the IEDs are connected or were planted by the same group or individual.
Isa yan sa mga contingencies na ginawa natin. Merong bomb threat, merong actual bombing, and others. May shooting. Isa yun sa mga contingencies. That's why nakaka-recover tayo ng mga ganyan, Kanya nga lang, meron tayong, I think past midnight, last night, may nalusutan tayong may sumabog. But it is in front of the Department of Justice.
In the Commonwealth Avenue area, where various groups held protest actions, 51 individuals were arrested by the Quezon City Police District for various violations. This included vandalism and wearing baklava.
We have a reason to have a valid arrest, and they were accosted because of violations of ordinances and special laws. Particularly 9003, RA 9003, BP 880, and local ordinances. Lalo na yung magtatakip ng mukha, bawal naman magtatakip ng mukha. Lalo na yung nangyari noong September last year. Kita nyo naman, di ba? And ayaw natin payagan na sila pa ay magpatuloy na manggulo dyan sa kalsada. At maapektuhan, of course, yung tahimik na nagpoprotesta.
Despite these incidents, the PNP said the President's fifth Sona may still be considered peaceful overall.
We have a good preparation. Matagal na natin pinag-prepare. 1 year na nga ito, di ba? Do's and don'ts and what went well and what went wrong last year, yun lang in-implement natin.
The PNP has deployed around 28,000 police personnel to provide security for the President's Sona. The NCRPO has also been placed under full alert status. Ryan Lisigas for The Nation.
In the meantime, political analyst Professor Ronald Llamas highlighted the importance and most compelling part of President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.'s speech on his fifth State of the Nation address, or Sona. The first 3 to 5 minutes, where the president stressed that he is not the president of his family and friends, but of the whole country. Llamas also described the president's promise of filing charges against the former House Speaker Martin Romualdez as long overdue, recalling that this was first brought up in November last year. He explained the reason this was mentioned during the address was because of the preliminary investigation that was filed against Romualdez and Zaldico in the office of the Ombudsman last Friday. When asked about the proposed removal of systems loss from electric bills mentioned by the president, the political analyst also underscored the importance of amending the Electric Power Industry Reform Act, or IPIRA law. Llamas also highlighted how beneficial this would be for the consumers, especially when combined with the 12% of EVAT, which will reach almost 1/4 of the amount that consumers are paying.
Fourth yan, almost, ng binabayad ng mga tao. Kaya malaking tulong yan. Mahalaga yung pag-amend ng EPIRA law at saka yung pagtanggal ng systems laws na ipinapatong sa mga consumers at yung IBAT na pinapatong sa mga consumers. Pero sana ituloy-tuloy na yung pag-rebisa at pag-amend nitong EPIRA law kung saan kahit hindi tayo gumagamit ng kuryente ay binabayaran natin. Pero kasama rin yan yung binanggit ng presidente na expand natin yung ating renewables, no? Para sa ating energy supply.
Motorists, fasten your seatbelts as prices of fuel products are set to jump high tomorrow. Shell Pilipinas Corporation announced an increase in prices of gasoline by 6 pesos and 80 cents per liter, diesel by 7 pesos and 30 cents, and kerosene by 4 pesos and 20 cents. The same changes will be implemented by Petron Gas and Uni Oil Petroleum Philippines Incorporated, except for kerosene, which they do not carry. These adjustments will be effective at 6 a.m. tomorrow, Tuesday, July 28. Other oil retailers are yet to announce their respective oil price adjustments. Philippine banks achieved record earnings in the first half of the year, with total net income rising 5.2% year-on-year to 208.4 billion pesos. According to data from the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, or BSP, the sector's strong performance jumped by a 13.1% surge in net interest income, which reached 638.9 billion pesos, an increase from the 565 billion peso record in the first half of 2025. Highlights in the performance includes total operating income of 761.1 billion, which grew by 11.2%. Total banking assets reached 31.13 trillion pesos by end of June, while the total loan portfolio expanded by nearly 1.7%, hitting 17.78 trillion pesos in May. The Philippine Center for Post-Harvest Development and Mechanization, or PhilMech, is on track to increase the country's rice farm mechanization level to 3.40 horsepower per hectare by 2031, aiming to boost sector's productivity and reduce labor costs. PhilMech said in a statement that it is leveraging the second phase of the Rice Competitiveness Enhancement Fund, which was extended for another 6 years under Republic Act number 12078. The annual funding of the program has also been tripled to 30 billion pesos. PhilMech Executive Director Dionisio Alvindia noted that rising mechanization, which is already at 2.81 horsepower per hectare from 2.31 in 2010, directly translates to higher quality yields and increased farmer income. Agriculture Secretary Francisco Tiu Laurel Jr. emphasized that modernization is critical for an aging farming. Modern equipment Equipment allows farmers to continue cultivating their land with less physical strain. As of June 2026, PhilMech has already deployed over 1,700 machines across the country, including tractors, harvesters, and dryers. And we'll have more news after these reminders. Please stay with us.
The Cine Bata Video Festival is calling for submission of video entries for, by, and with children. Submit videos with the theme, Hear My Voice. Deadline for submission of entries is on July 31, 2026. For details, visit or contact the following.
Another proud moment for PTV. Wagi ang Rise and Shine Pilipinas bilang Best Magazine Show. Sa kauna-unahang Famous Broadcast Awards. Congratulations to our fun morning barkada! At tuloy-tuloy lang ang pagbibigay ng impormasyon at inspirasyon para sa bayan.
Is it a yes or a no? Are you anti or pro? Pagdating sa mga isyung panlipunan, stay woke or go broke?
Basta relevant, napapanahon at makabuluhan para sa kabataan.
Pag-usapan natin yan sa
Schoolmates, the country's longest-running youth forum and debate show on TV.
Join ka na sa masayang usapan every Thursday dito lang sa PTV.
Disaster Watch. Alamin ang mga dapat ilagay sa go bag bilang paghahanda sa sakuna. Maglagay ng tubig na maiinom at mga pagkaing hindi madaling masira. Maglaan ng espasyo para sa first aid kit at survival kit para sa mga hindi inaasahang pangyayari. Huwag kalimutan ang toiletries para mapanatili ang kalinisan ng katawan. Samahan din ng mga damit at beddings na magtatagal ng ilang araw. At para ligtas at may alam, magdala ng mga teknikal na gamit. Sa panahon ng kalamidad, dapat laging listo. Ang ating mga programa are now among Asia's best. Nominado ang Schoolmates bilang Best Current Affairs Program Made in Asia for a Single Market in Asia at ang PTV Sports bilang Best Sports Magazine Program Made in Asia sa Content Asia Awards 2026 sa pagbibigay boses at inspirasyon sa kabataan at sa atletang Pilipino. Kayo ay aming ipinagmamalaki.
The St. Peter's Church along Commonwealth Avenue was a key security checkpoint for today's State and Nation speech of the President. To show a little more relaxed maximum tolerance response to resistance groups, the police afforded protesters 3 lanes to occupy and hold air their grievances and stage other activities, but that's as far as they went. And the demonstrators dispersed peacefully thereafter, as we hear more from PTV's Carlo Candelaria.
Progressive groups staged a protest along a portion of Commonwealth Avenue near St. Peter Parish, coinciding with the State of the Nation address of President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. They held the program and voiced their demands before peacefully dispersing at around 6 o'clock in the evening. Police personnel remained on standby to maintain peace and order and ensure that protesters stayed within the designated rally area. Concrete barriers were also placed along Commonwealth Avenue with 3 lanes of the road allocated for the demonstration. According to the National Capital Region Police Office, around 10,000 police officers were deployed along Commonwealth Avenue as part of security preparations for the Sona.
Yes, handang-handa po yung ating PNP. Handang-handa po sa lahat para siguraduhin po yung kaligtasan at of course kaayusan para sa Sona 2026 po ng ating presidente.
The Philippine National Police also assured the public that it strictly observed the policy of maximum tolerance and respect for human rights while enforcing existing rules, including keeping protesters within the designated rally area and prohibiting the burning of effigies. Despite a brief spell of rain, the protesters continued with their program. Based on the NCRPO's crowd estimate, approximately 4,000 people participated in the demonstration along this section of Commonwealth Avenue. Meanwhile, traffic rerouting schemes were also implemented on several roads in Quezon City during the Sona. Personnel from the MMDA, Quezon City Police District, Presidential Security Command, and other government agencies were deployed to ensure the smooth flow of traffic and maintain security in affected areas. Carlo Candelaria for The Nation.
The Department of Environment and Natural Resources, or DENR, has categorically denied allegations that it deployed pesticide gas against protesters outside its central office in Quezon City over the weekend. The agency clarified that the visible mist observed by rally participants was the result of a routine, scheduled office defogging activity conducted within the DENR compound. In a statement released Sunday evening, the department emphasized that the procedure utilized disinfectant mist consistent with standard workplace hygiene protocols, and it was not intended for crowd control. The Quezon City Police District reported that the protest concluded peacefully with no untoward incidents recorded. The Japanese embassy has sent a new batch of Filipino scholars to Japan under the Japan Exchange and Teaching Program and the Project for Human Resource Development Scholarship. A total of 104 Filipinos were accepted into the JET program, including 102 assistant language teachers and 2 coordinators for international relations who will be assigned across Japan. Japan Ambassador Endo Kazuya commended the participants during a joint fellowship celebrating 70 years of Philippine-Japan diplomatic relations. The embassy said the scholars are expected to strengthen people-to-people ties and serve as a bridge between Japan and the Philippines in the years ahead. Residents of Batac City, Ilocos Norte welcomed several key announcements made by President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. during his 5th State of the Nation address. Locals expressed appreciation for the president's plan to increase funding for local government units and expand income tax exemptions for qualified workers. Some residents said the proposed tax relief would provide much-needed financial support, while students hoped the administration would deliver on its promises. Men in Batac City said the president's speech gave them renewed hope for better livelihoods through continued government support. In the meantime, residents of Baguio City expressed various reactions and appreciation following the 5th State of the Nation address of President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. Among the highlights of the president's speech were government assistance programs for jeepney drivers, including cash relief provided through various government agencies to help ease the impact of rising fuel prices. Other residents also hoped the administration would fulfill the promises outlined in the address so that Filipinos could experience their intended benefits. Meanwhile, senior citizens welcomed the continued commitment to provide free medicines and healthcare services, saying these programs would help reduce their expenses and improve their quality of life. Some residents in Cebu kept a close watch on the 5th State of the Nation address of President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr., expressing hope that the administration's programs will improve the lives of Filipinos. Workers welcomed the proposed income tax exemption for employees earning up to 350,000 pesos annually, saying it could help ease their daily expenses. Other residents also called for accountability among officials involved in alleged irregularities in government projects, including flood control initiatives. Meanwhile, many Cebuanos expressed support for the government's plans to expand digitalization and free public transport programs, hoping these will deliver faster public services and greater relief from rising living costs. And we'll have sports and other news coming right up after these reminders.
Tutukan ang mga solusyon at aksyon sa mga isyu ng bayan at programa ng pamahalaan para sa bagong Pilipinas. Kasama ang ating Presidential Advisor for Poverty Alleviation, Larry Gato, live dito lang sa PTV.
Home is where your health journey begins. Huwag palampasin ang weekly health advice mula sa mga eksperto. Masasarap at masusustansyang recipe. Guided exercises to boost your fitness levels. Tips to keep our fur babies happy and healthy. At iba-ibang fun activities na perfect pang-bonding ng buong pamilya. Ito po si Niña Corpus. Samahan niyo kami tuwing Sabado alas 7 ng umaga para sa simula ng healthier and happier lifestyle ng buong pamilya. Health at Home. Dito lang sa inyong People's Television.
And we'll now give you the latest buzz here at Pop Culture Corner. First up, Ryan Gosling is officially set to portray Ghost Rider in an upcoming Marvel film with the announcement made during Marvel Studios' presentation at San Diego Comic-Con 2026. The film will be directed by Sean Levy, who previously helmed Deadpool and Wolverine, and is targeted for a 2028 theatrical release. Gosling has long expressed his interest in playing the iconic character, thanked Marvel Studios for the opportunity during the event. Marvel Studios also shared that the film will be part of its next phase as the Marvel Cinematic Universe moving towards a more streamlined and unified future following Avengers: Secret Wars. Marvel Studios has officially cast British actor David Johnson as the new Black Panther for the upcoming film Black Panther 3, set for release on December 15, 2028. The announcement was made by director Ryan Coogler during Marvel Studios' hall presentation at San Diego Comic-Con 2026, where Johnson joined the cast on stage to a warm reception. The third installment will follow the coming-of-age journey of T'Challa II, the son of the late King T'Challa, a character originally portrayed by the late Chadwick Boseman. Following the announcement, fans flooded social media with messages of support as Marvel also revealed that Ryan Gosling will portray Ghost Rider in an upcoming film scheduled for release in 2028. Dancer and choreographer DJ Luño has officially married his longtime partner, fellow DJ Amari, in a wedding held on July 19. The celebration featured a flash mob performance by Rockwell PH, performing DJ Luño's signature choreography to the hit song Marilag. The couple also celebrated the baptism of their son Legacy with family and close friends. Next month, DJ Luño and Rockwell PH will represent the Philippines in the 2026 WSUP dance competition in China while continuing their fundraising efforts for the team. Filipino international master Christian Giancarlo Arca added another international medal to his resume after winning silver at the 28th Asian Youth Blitz Chess Championships in Shenzhen, China. International master Christian Giancarlo Arca captured the silver medal in the boys under-18 division of the 28th Asian Youth Blitz Chess Championships. Arca finished the tournament with 7 wins and 2 losses, capping his campaign with a victory over FIDE master Maxim Volkov of Russia in the final round. He tied FIDE master Madendra Pratap Sharma of India with 7 points, but prevailed in the tiebreak to secure the silver medal. FIDE master Vu An Yuong of Vietnam claimed the gold. Meanwhile, woman candidate master Nika Juris Nicolas finished 10th in the girls under-14 division after ending in a tie for 5th through 10th place before falling short in the tiebreak. The Philippine Football Federation and the Philippine Sports Commission have reached a major milestone with the launch of the country's first ever AFC Pro Diploma coaching course. The Philippine Football Federation, in partnership with the Philippine Sports Commission, officially launched the inaugural AFC Pro Diploma coaching course, the highest coaching qualification offered by the Asian Football Confederation. A total of 18 coaches, including 13 Filipinos and 5 foreign nationals, make up the first batch of the year-long program. The opening module was held from July 22 to 26 at the PSC Media Room inside the Rizal Memorial Sports Complex in Manila. Led by veteran instructor and former national team head coach Stuart Hall, participants underwent advanced training in leadership, tactical analysis, high-performance management, sports science integration, and modern club management to prepare them for professional club and national team coaching roles. According to PFF President John Anthony Gutierrez and PSC Chairman Patrick Pato Gregorio, this is the first time the AFC Pro Diploma course has been held in the country since the PFF was founded in 1907. He noted that only 2 Filipino coaches currently hold a pro license, both of whom earned their qualifications abroad. The southwest monsoon affecting the western section of Luzon. Ilocos Region, Zambales, Bataan, Occidental Mindoro, and Palawan may expect cloudy skies with scattered rains and thunderstorms. The Metro Manila Cordillera Administrative Region, rest of Mimaropa, Pampanga, Tarlac, Bulacan, Cavite, Laguna, and Batangas may experience partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated rain showers or thunderstorms, while the rest of the country may encounter the same weather condition. And our food for thought tonight comes from Eric Leventhal, an American writer known for his reflective observations on leadership, personal growth, and human relationships. And he once said, "We are at our most powerful the moment we need no longer to be powerful." And before we end our newscast, please take the time to like, subscribe, or share PTV's social media pages flashing on your screen right now. It would go a long way and we would truly appreciate it. So goes PTV News Tonight's roundup of tomorrow's headline stories. I'm Jay Esteban. Join us again tomorrow on PTV News Tonight.